All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do some order of operations. And I put the order of operations right here. You probably have memorized it as PEMDAS, or also possibly, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. There's a lot of other ones probably that you could make your own acronyms up. But basically, this is the order in which we are going to derive our answers to these computation problems. So for our first one, 7 plus 25 divided by 5, are we going to divide first or add first? Are we going to divide or add? Well, by the order, we're going to divide comes before addition. So I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do 7 plus, then I'm going to do this first. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So 7 plus 5 is 12. Okay, so it would have not been correct for you to do 7 plus 25 and get 32 and then divide that by 5 and say, oh, that's 32 over 5. Okay, that right there would have been incorrect. We have to use the order of operations, okay? And the order of operations is used so that all mathematicians, everyone doing mathematics, is going to do you're evaluating or simplifying these expressions all the same way. And just note that when we do this here, that multiply and divide, those actually go, multiply doesn't have to come before divide, okay? For multiply and divide, it just depends on whatever one comes first when you read it from left to right. And same thing for add and subtract. Whatever one comes first, reading from left to right, that's the one that you would do next. Okay? Let's take a look at B here. So here we have a lot of stuff going on. We have a division, multiply, subtraction, and then addition. So are we going to divide first, multiply first, subtract first, or add first? If you said multiply, that is incorrect. We're actually going to divide first. The reason for that is it comes first. Remember, whatever one comes first, reading from left to right. So we're going to do 100 divided by 2. And so that's going to give us 50, and I'm going to drop all the rest of it down. Times 4 minus 8 plus 19. Okay? Now, order of operations. Which one comes next? Multiply, subtraction, addition. Well, multiply, right? So I'm going to multiply these guys right here. And I'm going to get 200. And I'm going to drop the rest of this down. Okay, what do I do next? Do I subtract next or add? If you said add, that's not correct. You need to subtract first, because we always go from left to right with add and subtract, whatever one comes first. Okay, so we'll take this guy right here and get 192 plus 9, and then we'll get 201. And that should be it. And I think my next example here, I have a few more. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do the order of operations again. And I think I'll just take this guy and just copy it over, and we'll just use that. All right, cool. So there's that. And we really don't need this guy. All right. So let's check out this little guy right here. Order of operations. We always do what's inside the parentheses first. So I'm going to do 12 divided by 3. All right. So 7 plus 4 squared minus 18. Okay, so I always do what's inside the parentheses first. Now that that's done, now let's do exponents. So I'm going to do the square. So 7 plus, not 4 times 2, but 4 times 4. 16 minus 18. Now we have addition and subtraction. We always do the one that comes first when you read from left to right. So since 7 plus 16, we're just going to go ahead and do that guy right there. So we're going to get 23 and minus 18. Yeah, and then we'll get 5. There it is. Going down over here, let's look at, well, this guy looks pretty hairy right here. So let's see what we can do with this tamale. Let's remember that brackets and parentheses represent the same thing. All they do is they group things together. So when I say do parentheses first, that means we have brackets and parentheses. So how do we handle that? When you have brackets and parentheses all in the same problem, then you do the inner grouping symbol first. So we're going to first deal with this guy right here first. We're going to deal with the inner one first. Okay, my little highlighter thing's kind of weird right now, but oh well. So we're going to first do that first, and then we'll go with the outside there. Okay. So if I deal with this guy, I have to divide first. So I'm going to do this all in one shot here. 16 divided by 2 is 8. So this right here is 8 plus 1 is 9. So this now just became 9 squared. And now I'm going to rewrite everything else. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite 17 minus a little bracket, divide by 3, bracket times 3. Okay, again, so we still need to do what's inside of the bracket here, okay, because that takes precedence. So there are no parentheses, but we do have an exponent, so I do that next. So 17 minus 81 divided by 3 times 3. So the question is, do we subtract or divide by 3 or multiply by 3? Well, the answer is you divide, because we have to first do what's inside of the brackets, and of these two operations, we need to do division first. Okay, so 81 divided by 3, 2, 3, so we get 6. Oops. 6, so 21, so 27 then. Okay, so this right here, this guy becomes 27. So 17 minus 21, and I'm still going to use my brackets, times 3. Okay, so 17 minus 21 is going to give us negative 4. And now I'm done with the brackets now, because we've now completed it, times 3. So then we'll get negative 12.